Happening live and direct at 5 St. Pancras Square, Camden live. We're happy to have you. Yeah, we are. For sure. We're going to give you, we hope tonight, something sweet. African, Caribbean, African storytelling. Yeah. History season. One and the same, but yet through the passage of time, you know there is a difference. But we're going to blend that for you tonight. This man coming up to tell you a tale. When we were studying our craft, I remember oral spoken word tradition in London, passing on and feeding the tradition. But I don't want to talk no more because my brother's coming up. Hey!
Mabuguma manampati, mabuguma yari pati, kere mabuguma bago, sarapite, patigile, sarapite, patigile. Nagutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, nagutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, mabuguma manang pati, mabuguma yari pati, kere mabuguma bago, sarapite, patigile, sarapite, patigile. There's a reason why the monkey climbs up a tree, and there's a reason why the dog chases the monkey and shouting, woof, woof, woof. There's a reason. Let me tell you the reason. When I say in and you tell me out, I say in.
Out.
I say in.
Out.
There was an old man. This man works hard. He has a farm. He works hard. He grows cassava in his farm. He grows potato in his farm. He grows yam in his farm. Yam, cassava, and potato. He grows them all in his farm. And this man, he works hard to feed his family. He works hard to feed his family. And one thing you must never do is take the bread out of a man who's hustling to feed his family. Well, this was exactly what was happening in this man's farm. It was not his neighbor who was taking his bread, not his uncle who was taking his yam. It was not his auntie who was taking the yam. No, it was not even the Alusi spirit that were taking the yam. It was not the Egungun spirit that were taking the yam. No, who was taking the yam? It was some monkeys. Some monkeys, they will come every single day and they will jump in their boats and they will row their boats and they will row their boats and they will cross over to this man's cassava, yam, and potato farm, and these monkeys will help themselves. And they will eat. They will eat my brother Tuup. I am telling you, I never tell a lie. I am telling you what happened. My people, all of you watching, I am the Cowfoot Prince, and I never tell a lie. If I tell a lie, may I nod in my sleep. Yes. Because there, right there, these monkeys, they will cross over and they will eat. And by the time the man comes to harvest, everything was finished. Pata pata. Everything was finished. What do you do? What do you do? And so this man, he thought, this is too much. I have to feed my family. Nobody can come and take away the bread from feeding my family. And the man went to another wise old woman. He went to her and he says, please help me. Something is happening in my farm. All my harvest disappears. Everything goes, please help me. How do I solve it? And the woman says, don't worry. He says, I understand that there's some monkeys that go to your farm and they will eat up everything. Well, I have the perfect solution. And the man says, please help me. What's your solution? He says, no problem. I have a dog. A dog? He says, yes, I have a dog called Pamolai. That was the dog's name, Pamolai. And he says, Pamolai hated. Just as soon as you call monkeys, in fact, as soon as they call the word monkey, Pamolai started running. Pamolai, what? Did somebody mention monkey? Did somebody mention monkey? And they said, Pamolai, you have a mission. Say, what is the mission? The mission is to go to the farm. There's these monkeys who are destroying the farm. Go there and take care of all of those monkeys. And Pamolai says, no problem. Well, Pamolai, he always have got to call all the dogs all around the area. You know, they were not like yardies, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So Pamolai, he's got his special call that he calls out to all the dogs for them to come around and hang around the yard, you know what I'm saying? And so Pamolai started. Nagutoy pandabalang, gutoy pandabalang, gutoy pandabalang. Nagutoy pandabalang, gutoy pandabalang, gutoy pandabalang. Mabuguma manang pati, mabuguma yahari pati. All the dogs around the yard, all the dogs in the neighborhood, they will all they all came. Pamolai called them. When they came, they stood there. Now, in case you are wondering, what is Pamolai saying? Nagutoi pandabalang. Gutoi pandabalang, he's just calling out like you ring a bell. Nagutoi pandabalang, gutoi pandabalang, he's ringing the bell. Mabuguma manam pati, if it is the brain of a cow. Mabuguma yari pati, if it is the brain of a cat. Kerema buguma bago, but if it is the brain of a monkey. Sarapitein, particularly, attack, scatter, finish. And the dogs were ready. Hey! And so Pamolai, he sets off with his dogs. They jump in their own boat, in their own canoe. And as they're going, they started paddling. Uyenkene makon onitaran, salmanu 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 gutaran, salmanu uyenkene makon onitaran, salmanu salmanu gutaran, salmanu, and the dogs were going. Pamolai and his gang, they were going. And as they rowed the boat, Salmanu, Salmanu, Salmanu Gutara, Salmanu, Yenkenemako, Onitara, Salmanu, Salmanu, Salmanu Gutara, Salmanu. And as they were going, they called again. Nagutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, gutoi panabalang, mabuguma mahanam pati, mabuguma yahari pati, kerema buguma bago, sarapite pati le, sarapite. And the monkeys were in the farm. They were busy uprooting all the cassava and the potato. And you know monkeys, usually what they will do, they will stand up to see. Wagwa. And one of the monkeys stood up and watched Wagwa and said, hey! The dogs are coming! Pamolai is coming! And he announced it. And all the other monkeys thought, hey, it is time to go. If we stay here, we're going to be in trouble. And all the monkeys, they jumped in their own boats and they were also going. Hurukusu salmanu salmana, 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 indoko salmanu salmana, bimongoi salmanu salmana, hurukusu salmanu salmana, indoko salmanu salmana, bimongoi. Meanwhile, Pamolai, they were also coming in their own boat. Uyekenemako onitara, salmanu 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 utarangu, salmanu yekenemako onitara, salmanu 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 utara, usalmanu he, hurukusu salmanu salmana, hurukusu salmanu salmana, hurukusu salmanu salmana. My brother. The monkeys did not get far. They met with Pamolai. The monkeys and the molai, they met, boom, in the middle of the river. What a massacre. What a fight. They fought. I mean, the monkeys were being beaten left, right, and center. They were being thrown all over the whole place. One monkey managed to escape. As this monkey escaped, he ran off. He met his wife. And his wife says, hey, husband, you have come very early. What's the matter? Well, how come? And he says, my wife, you don't understand what happened. He says, when we caught hold of those monkeys, Pamolai, they came to attack us. We gave them the beating of their lives. They don't even understand what was going on. We gave them and we mashed them up. We mashed them. But he did not realize there was a little dog that had followed behind. And the wife says, hey, what that dog behind you there, did you come with that dog? And he looked back and says, eh, my wife, don't stay here, oh. Climb up the tree. And the monkeys climbed up the tree. And the dog was barking. And since that day, in my village, in my town, when dogs see monkeys, the monkeys are up the tree, and the dog is shouting, come down! You thief! We're not finished yet! Come down!
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet, brother. And that is exactly how it happened. Oh, we go so ding time a day, ding time a day, ding time a day, ding. Oh, we go so, we go, oh, we go so, oh, we go so, oh, we go, we go, we go, oh, we go so, oh, we go so, oh, we go so.
Yes, I hope you all love and enjoy that. Me enjoy it. Oh, you mean? I would like to share with you a story which I learned from my uncle. I call him my uncle. His name is Mark Matthews. Mark Matthews. He's a man I heard a long time ago, and he gave me the inspiration to move into the oral tradition. My brother, when you feel, and if you want to feel the lick something, you can lick a drum, you can shake a shaker, however you feel with the spirit. No problem. This story is for all of you. This is about a young boy by the name of Carlton. Carlton is a young boy, he's maybe of the age of 9, 10 years of age. It so happens like the time of now this season is, close to the Christmas, it was Carlton's birthday. And Carlton's birthday was close to Christmas, so he thought to himself he might get plenty presents. He speak to his mom about this thing he want. He speak to his dad about this thing he want. He speak to his granny about this thing he want. When he woke up early in the morning, he was in anticipation for the day. He brushed his teeth, he washed his face, he put on his short pants, he put on his blouse, and he come downstairs. And when he reached downstairs, underneath the stairs, there he see a red bike. Ooh. The red bike was a pillar box red bike, just what he wanted. He run into the kitchen, he sees mommy, he said, mommy, is that my birthday bike? The mom look at him and say, yes, Carlton. He beaming. Mommy, can I go bike riding, please? Well, you know it's a pastoral life the people them living, you know, all over them living pastoral life. So she looked at him, she said, listen, before you go out, you do your chores. Him just look like that, you know, downfunded. You bring in them chicken? Yes, mommy. You bring in them cow? You know them just get loose? Yes, mommy. What about them stray goat? You bring them in, you tether them up, you make sure that it's all inside and them foul? Yes, mommy. I do all my chores. All right. Go ride your bike. Boy, Carlton could not wait. He draw out the nice red bike. He get on his bike and he start to ride to call his friends. The bike was nice. Had a little basket in front to put his school books. The bike was a nice bike. You know, they even had a little makeshift engine. When them boys used to get a little piece of cardboard and put it down upon the spokes, so that when it flip and flap between the spokes, it make that like he got engine. And him feeling good. Carlton decided to go and call for his friend, Eggbot. Eggbot is Carlton's good friend, but Eggbot is one of them boys he don't take care of him things. So Eggbot bike left out in monsoon rain. He don't oil it up. He don't take care of it at all. Carlton went to see his friend Egbert. He threw a little stone at the window. Egbert! Egbert! Egbert opened up the window, looked down and said, Carlton, wow, boy, that is your birthday bike. Carlton looked up beaming. Yeah. Come, let me go bike riding. Egbert went inside, went back to the yard, him take out him rickety bike. Rickety. All seize up and thing. Not enough WD-40. Huh? Carlton start laughing. Look at your bike. Don't bring your bike next to me, boy. Look at your bike. Look so bad. You go shame me. Egbert said, don't worry with you, man. This bike is faster than your new bike. Come, let me go bike riding. Two boys on the bike. And as a girl, to stay at home all the time doing this and doing that. Boy, them climbing tree, mango tree, guinea tree, all kind of tree they climbing. Why can't she have fun? So the boys, they go round to the back of the house of Edna. They know Edna's mom are very particular and father very particular. So they went round the back. Edna! Two of them beaming up. She said, Carlton, that's your new birthday bike? Carlton said, yeah, boy. We're going bike riding. You want to come? Edna said, you know something? I want to come, but I got to give my mother and my father a good story. I'll meet you round by the silk cotton tree. All right. The two boys gone. Edna, she go into the house and she said, Mommy, you want me to do some chore for you? Well, you know around this time of the season, Mommy always got something to do. She got cake to bake, she got roti to make, she got jollof rice to prepare. Mommy always needs something and she always run out of goods. So she said to Edna, oh, you're a good girl. Go down by the corner shop and bring me some egg and bring me some milk and little flour. Edna said, all right, Mommy, no problem. And she take the money and she stand there. Mommy, can I take my bike? That's when the mother fixed the eye on her. The mother knows something going on. Edna, she went out of the house, she went to the shed, she get she bike, and now she there with the boys. You know, back in them days, one not like today. Girl had bike, boy have bike. Boy bike have crossbar, girl bike crossbar fall down. And they gone. Carlton said to the rest of them, listen, let's go to Big Boys Hill. Ooh, don't joke with Big Boys Hill. Big Boys Hill is them Big Boys Hill. Not Little Boy Hill, you know. This hill steep. It's got a grade to it you can't imagine. All three of them ride up to Big Boys Hill, and they're there upon the top of Big Boys Hill, looking down at this grade, which seems to fall away like a helter-skelter. Hi, Lord! Hey, said Carlton, first one down to the bottom is the king and the leader of the gang. I said, Egbert, you always showing off. Come then, let me race. Them get ready. On your mark. Get set. Go. And them start pedal down. Them pedal down. Pedal. Edna, she pedaling hard. Edna, her bike is pulling out. She said, you boys, you think you can beat me? You boys, you think you can beat me? Well, Egbert, his bike, he pushed a little gear, and before you know it, the chain change over, and Egbert start to pull away down the steep Big Boys Hill. Carlton wasn't gonna let them two get ahead of him. So Carlton, having this new fancy bike, he had plenty gears. He makes a click, he makes a clack, he makes a clickety-clack. The chain change over, and before you know it, Carlton start to push down. His bike is passing Egbert. His bike is passing Edna. And his bike is going whizzing down the side of the hill. Before you know, Carlton's so happy, he takes his feet off the wheels and he holds onto the handlebars and he's whizzing so far ahead of them now, the other two, they cannot see. He's all the way down the bottom, nearly reaching the flat. And all of a sudden, bam! They see he gets separate from his bike. He's spinning in the air. He falls down. He twists and he bounces and he left. The bike twists and it bounced to the other side. And the two children, Egbert and Edna, say, look at Carlton, what is happening? By the time they reach Carlton, his leg bent up underneath his body, his arm bent up underneath his body, and he crying. They ask him, Carlton, what happened? Carlton said, I don't know what happened. I must have hit a can. I must have hit a stone. All of a sudden, I lose control. Ah! When they look at his leg, grazed and bleeding. When they look at his arm, grazed and bleeding. They say, Carlton, don't worry. We're going to take you home. When they look at the bike, oh gosh. They say, Carlton, you will get licks for that boy. They take Carlton back to his house. When Carlton's mother see Carlton, she said, why? Why? You just left this house not more than, I don't know, 15 minutes, and you coming back into the house with your skin looking like that, all marked up and bleeding. What's wrong with you, boy? Why you all can't play easy? Sit down. He sit down. She bring the iodine, and she bring what she have to bring, cotton wool and what have you. And she tend to his wounds, and she wrap it up, and she tell him, now go and put your bike in the shed. Carlton said, I'm going to do it in a minute. But I don't mumble. I can't understand you when you mumble. Put your bike in the shed. Yeah, but something happened, and I'm going to do it. When Carlton's mother come out and she see the bike, she said, Lord of mercy, Carlton, look at that bike. It's a brand new bike I buy for you. Carlton, don't you understand how hard I have to work to put dollar and dollar together to buy you a present so that you can feel fitting with your friends? And look how you damage up the new bike. Carlton, before I wring your neck like chicken, you better get yourself away from me now to your bedroom. I don't want to hear you or see you for the rest of the day. Carlton start to cry. She said, I don't want no noise from you. And he went upstairs. He fall down upon his bed. And he was just between
your attention, please.
two dimensions.
The building is now closed. The building is now closed. Thank you.
The building was closing in his mind. He was sleeping. The veil of sleep came across his eyes. And before he was drifting away, he heard ch-ch-ch on his bedroom window. Ch-ch-ch on his bedroom window. He rised up out of his bed. He went to the window, he looked down, and he saw his two friends, Edna and Egbert, with a huge kite in their hands. They looked up at the window and they said, Carlton, we're going kite flying. You want to come? And Carlton looked down and said, I can't go kite flying. You know, I've been grounded. I can't go nowhere. Why you come to tantalize me with this big, big gift? And they look up and they say, man, shut up. Just feel the weight of the kite. They passed the kite up to Carlton. Carlton held the kite in his good arm. And he said, I wish I could have fly this kite today. The kite started to pull Carlton out of the bedroom window. Carlton was holding on to the kite. He looked down. He could see his feet was in mid-air flying, holding on to the kite, and the kite was taking Carlton higher and higher into the sky. Egbert said to Carlton, Carlton, where you going, boy? Where you going? Carlton looked down and said, I think I'm going on an adventure. Well, the kite started to fly. The kite had a long, long tail, which was dragging on the ground, but leaving the ground and dragging in the air. Edna says, you boys, you always want to go and have fun and run and kick ball and do all kind of cricket and wonderful things, and you left me. And they said, Edna, jump on, jump on. The tail of the kite will soon go, quick. Edna ran. She ran hard. She held on to the tail of the kite, and now the kite lifted her, Egbert, and Carlton. They know say they're hungry. And when they know say they're hungry, they wish for something to eat. They saw down there a nice house, a little yard with guinea and mango and pear tree and pineapple and sugar cane. And they said if only we could kite all the way down until they reach the ground. And when they reach down, they climb the tree and they go into the mango and they climb the banana and they go into the guinea and they munch and crunch and mash down the woman plants. Door creak open. An old woman come up and she asked them, "You children, what you children doing around my yard? You shouldn't be in my yard, you know. Who asked you?" And the graze upon his leg, and she said to him, "It will become infected. You better come in and sit down." Well, you know, like in the days of days, all over the world, people had respect for elders. And so he looked at her and said, "Yes, Auntie. Sorry, we're in your garden, Auntie. All right, come in, come in." He went into her house. He sat down. She said to him, "Listen, I got to take care of your wound." She got a clean bowl of water. She unwrapped the sodden cloth. She cleaned him up. She wrapped him up. And then she asked him, "Listen, I'm an old woman. I can't eat all them guinea and apple and pear on my tree. If you want to come in my garden scrumping, as they used to call it in the day, scrumping, children, I knew I was young. Go and play." And all of them, they're holding their belly because they eat so much orange. My belly hurting me. Carlton said, "Time for we to go." Carlton held on to the kite, and the kite lifted Carlton high. Egbert jumped on, and Edna jumped on. Now the sun had already traveled and made its arc across the sky. It was becoming late into the evening, and as they were traveling across the sky, down upon the earth, they saw an old man. Old man was running, falling down, picking himself up and running hard as he could. He had a big long coat, heavy boots, and running, falling down and picking himself up. He was exhausted. Behind him, there was a tall man, at least 8 feet and more. He had 2 dogs on chains, huge dogs. And the tall man was saying, "Seek him, boy, seek him. Seek him, boy, seek him. And the old man was running and falling down and picking himself up again. The big tall man once again consistently, "Seek him, boy, seek him. Seek him, boy." The old man, like the kite, knew exactly what was just above the old man's head. The tail of the kite was just in front of the old man as he ran. Carlton said to the old man, old man, jump on, jump on." The old man with a feeble hand, he outstretched, held on to the tail of the kite, and the kite pulled him up higher into the sky. As he was flying up higher, the big tall man with the 2 dogs upon the huge chains, he could see his captor getting away. He told his dogs, "Cease and settle and sit." The big tall man had a nice long musket gun. He draw out his musket gun for me back. He put down the ramrod. He put down the shot. He put down the powder. He put down the ramrod. He connected everything together fast and quick. He held it up into the air and he followed, tracing where they was going. Bam! He make a shot. And where you think it went? Right into Carlton's one good arm. Ow! Say Carlton, I don't like this adventure. I don't like this adventure. I want this adventure to stop. I want this adventure to stop. By this time, the kite sailed Carlton all the way back to his own cottage. Carlton felt himself go into his yard. Carlton saw himself pass the kite down to his two friends, Edna and Egbert. Carlton saw his two friends walking down the garden path, walking out of the gate, and gone across the sugarcane field. Carlton felt himself now upon his bed, head upon the pillow. The next thing Carlton heard was, "Wake up, boy. Boy, wake up. What are you doing in your bed today, boy? It's nearly Christmas and it's your birthday." Carlton wiped the sleep out of his eyes, and there in front of him was his father with a huge kite in his hands. Carlton looked at the kite, and on the kite there was a picture, a drawing, because back in the day people used to make their own kite, make their own toy, make their own fun and joy, and he see that his father had fashioned for him a beautiful kite. But on the front of the kite was three silhouetted children, as if they was riding across the horizon. On the other side of the kite, there was an old lady standing in front of her cottage. On the corner of the kite, there was an old man who was being chased by dogs, but now he was standing proud and smiling out of the picture. And Carlton said, "Daddy, this is the best present I ever could have wished for." And that is the end of that. Then got my then we go, I go with it go so then I go with it go so.
Brother Tuup! Brother Tuup! My good friends, all of you watching, whether you're watching here in Camden, at number 5, Pancras Square, the library,
Technicians.
What I see with the technician that's sitting down there with all the headphones in his ear, taking all of these things, and whether it is the wonderful, beautiful Zahra who's right here watching with us, and all of the millions and millions and hundreds of thousands that are watching all over the globe right now. When I say to you, I want to tell you a story, and you tell me, "Oh, get on with it." I want to tell you a story.
Oh, get on with it.
I said I want to tell you a story.
Oh, get on with it.
And whether it is the Igbo man, all the way from Igbo land in Nigeria. So I say, Igbo Kwenu. I say, Igbo Kwenu. And so, my people, I want to tell you a story because, my brother, let me tell you something. You see, in my village, in my town where I come from, the women are the most sacred. The women are the highest. In fact, they say the man is the head, but the woman is the neck.
Aye, without the neck, you can't stand up as a head.
Yeah, I rest my case. I rest my case. You cannot feed the stomach if the neck is not there. Nor can you think if the neck does not allow oxygen to go into the brain. So women are precious in my own community, but not just my community. I guarantee you in all other communities around the world. And so for us, we have many stories that are about beautiful women. But not only that, about women that we are constantly having to compete for, to prove that you are worthy of having a beautiful princess, queen, goddess by your side. Had a beautiful princess. Beautiful. She was gorgeous. Her eyes, her eyes, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. Oh, she's so beautiful. I mean, she was so gorgeous, but she has one problem. Only one problem. Her problem is she can't dance. Okay. She cannot dance. I mean, she can't dance. She can't dance. I mean, what kind of a princess is this that cannot dance? How can anybody have a princess and she cannot dance? My brother, tell me, those in Igbo land, when you think all the, how can a princess not know how to shake this, to shake the ashasha? How can you not dance? What is that? What's the matter? And all the, all this, how can a princess not dance? What? Now there's a big problem. A very, very big problem. So the king thought, well, for my princess, for the wedding to happen, my princess has to dance. Well, whoever can play the best music for my princess to dance would be the one to marry my princess. My people, me, I say I never tell a lie. No. Because if I tell a lie, may I nod in my sleep. And so the king put the law and everything. Everybody's thinking who can play the best music. And I think all the way from, where? From Iran. Yes, from Iran. And so on. I mean, somebody came from Iran and they gave us, and they started singing. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Come on. Let me hear you. From Iran. Sing it up. Say it something. Come on. I don't care. Anything you sing, just say it up. From Iran. Yeah.
Atal matal tutule. Gav Hasan chejure. Ne şir dare ne pesun. Şirişo burdan hedesun. Yek zane kurdi besun. Esmişo bezan amrezi. Dor polaş qeyl. Atal matal tutule. Gav Hasan chejure.
This is not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. The princess cannot dance to that. There's an Igbo man. There's an Igbo man coming. Let us hear from Igbo land. What does happen from Igbo land? Let us hear from Igbo land. Give us something. If you call a woman African woman, not go green. And the girl says, look, I am not a lady. Don't call me a lady, please. Even that, she could not get up to dance. Hey, this is something. And you know something? Somebody came and says, me, I'm a cameraman. I have filmed all the best songs all around town. Yeah. And so the cameraman, he also started something. Let us hear. And so the cameraman came. And they said, oh, that will not work. That is not going to work at all. And everybody is thinking, well, as they are wondering what is going on, who is going to come up with something? Oh, somebody came all the way from England. And they came from there. And she started. Or he started. And he went ahead, yeah?
She wants to know my name. She wants to know my name. He wants to know my name.
He wants to know. And the princess said, look, I don't want to know your name. What is this? And then, you know, they tried to please. They are very hard to please. Everybody think about it. You know what? They realized there's actually one single one who knows exactly the best music to play for this beautiful princess. And his name was simple, Kweku Anansi the spider. And Kweku Anansi the spider, he had a #1 hit single. I mean, his #1 hit single. I mean, he went around and he started, he wants to know my name. 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 He went all the way to China. He started, he wants to know my name. He wants to know my name. He wants to know my name. He went to America. To India, he wants to know my name. He wants to know my name. He went to Botswana, he wants to know my name. He wants to know my name. He went to South Africa, he wants to know my name. He wants to know my name. And by the time you know it, he was just passing by. Passing by the town of Kamakuye in the country of Sierra Leone. Passing by when he heard that there's a beautiful princess called Zahara. And he thought, a princess called Zahara? And she's ready for marriage? You mean ready like a ripe mango to be plucked? I am the plucker.
Yes.
I am ready because I have the right music for her.
Yes.
Off he went to the king. He says, King, I am here. The king says, you are here. For what? He said, don't you know who I am? Duh. Does this king not understand I am Kweku Anansi, the #1 hit single guy? What is her problem? And the king says, oh, can you sing? He says, of course. He said, for the beautiful princess Zahara, I am right here. Yes. He says, what can you do? He started, she wants to know my name. 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 She wants to know. My brother, by the time you know it, the people of the town, they gathered. They had never heard such #1 hit single before. Me, I said, I'm not telling a lie. No. I was there. I mean, everybody gathered. As they gathered together, they were all dancing, and Princess Zahara was about to get up to dance when all of a sudden, from the ocean came Mr. Prawn. Mr. Prawn came and says, I'm here, King. I am not meet you. I want to contest. I am ready to contest. I am here. And because I am here, I am going to contest. And by this time, people are not got upset. It's like, look here. I cannot believe it is happening at all. I mean, what are you talking about? What is this? What is this? What is this coming here? Look at you. Your mouth is scattered all over the whole place. You can't even talk properly. Your mouth is all scattered, and your fingers are all scattered like that. And what makes you think you can play music? Can you even kiss a princess like Princess Zahara? Huh? Where is your mouth? You don't have it. Well, the king said, well, to be fair, we have to have a competition. And so they have to have a competition in a week's time. Yes. They all went away to go and practice and so on. Well, Kweku Anansi the Spider, he was a celebrity. I mean, he was a celebrity with his #1 hit single. The first place he made it was Britain's Got Talent. Yes. He was there as one of the judges. Yes. He sat down there watching, but not only that, they sent him to, I am a celebrity, get me out of here. Yes. And he got there. I mean, he was a celebrity. The next thing you know, he was in, where else? Where was he now?
The dancing one.
The dancing one, exactly. Dancing with the stars.
Come dancing.
Come dancing. Voila. He was there, man. He was, my brother, he was there. I mean, he was doing the bogle. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the bogle. Like that. He was that. But Mr. Prawn, my brother, he took off. First, he went all the way. He went all the way to Sierra Leone. And there, he learned to play the shegure. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Well, he did not stop in Sierra Leone.
No.
He went all the way to Guinea. And in Guinea, he learned to play the Congo man. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. 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 Well, he did not stop there in Guinea. He went all the way to Senegal. And in Senegal, he learned to play the djembe. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. He did not stop there, my brother. He moved all the way. He went all the way to Morocco and all the way to Iran. And there he learned to play. Oh! Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Dingy salumbe. He did not stop in Iran. And all the way to India, and he went like this. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. Dingy dingy my famous. Salumbe mutayo salumbe. And he left India, and he went all the way to Gambia, and in Gambia he learned to play the tama. Well, he left Gambia. He did not stop only in Gambia. He went all the way again to Guinea. And there he met the Fulani people. And he learned to play. And as he traveled everywhere, Mr. Shrimp, Mr. Prawn, time came for the competition. Everybody gathered. I mean, they were at the king's palace. Right there in the town of Kamakui, in the country called Sierra Leone. Brother Tuup. Everybody gathered. Whoever was who gathered. I mean, one of them that gathered, who came? He went like this. What would I do without your smart mouth? Throwing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning. No kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? Well, he came, my brother. But not only that, another one came. Another one was there who went something like this. You are my African queen, girl of my dreams. You take me where I never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Oh Lord, my brother. Another one came as guest for this competition that was there. I mean, they gathered them all. This other one, he went like this. Don't worry about a thing. Oh, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Oh yeah. said, hey, hold it right there. My brother, as they all gathered, they gathered together, came and Nancy the spider.
Oh gosh.
He says, I am here. Where is he? Mr. Prawn was nowhere to be seen. Because he got stuck because of COVID. He got stuck in lockdown, so he was nowhere to be seen, my brother. Everybody gathered. Hey! And quick when I say, you know what I'm telling my brother? You know what I mean, though? You know what I mean, right? These people, they just wasted my time, you know what I mean, right? They just wasted a week of my honeymoon with Princess Zahara. How can they do this? They just wasted a week of my honeymoon. I mean, have you seen Princess Zahara's lips? It is ready. Sweet. Right, ready, my brother. Right. Mango, I am the plucker. And these people have wasted my time. Well, my brother, it was not long. They said, well, carry on then and play your music. And as he started, she wants to know my name. 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 She wants to know. She wants to know my name. She wants to know. She wants to know. My brother, everybody gathered. Everybody came together and they were dancing. They were dancing. Princess Zahara was just about to get up. When from far, they heard, when they looked, it was Mr. Prawn. He was coming, and he gathered his djembe from Senegal. Dingy, dingy, my famous. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. Dingy, dingy, my famous. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. Dingy, dingy, my famous. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. Dingy, dingy, my famous. Salumbe, musayo, salumbe. My people, all of you who are gathered here, everybody was dancing. To cut a long story short, it was the most wonderful wedding you ever witnessed. And so, my people, why did Mr. Prawn win the beautiful Princess Zahara? Because unlike Anansi the spider, who came with one single story, Mr. Prawn, he traveled around the world appreciating the different cultures, the different nationalities. He put his diverse cultures, his own passion for the beautiful Princess Zahara. And what if we can do that in our world? What if, as we are living, respecting all the different diversity that we have here in Camden, the different diversity that we have here in London, when we can put all of these together, we will achieve the greatest prize of all, and that is the prize of peace and and love.
Now go with the go so, then carry my ding. Now go with the go so, then go home.
Well, not to keep all too long or longer than you need to be, but just to finish off and tell you that a long, long time ago, once upon a time, when African navigators circumnavigated parts of the world and found themselves on a new continent, in a new continent, there was a man named the Amakoso. He arrived into a place which was dry and barren, but there was a river running by. Next to the river was a tall, high mountain, which he named as Sacred Mountain. People are very strange because after a while, when they spent their time and time has passed, their thumbs roll around and their mouths hang down to the ground. And they say, Amakoso, you're a good man. You take us from one place and you bring us to this place, but what do we do now? And Amakoso said, well, now I will go out into the world to teach the people the things of which I know. And Amakoso was gone. And when the Amakoso was gone, the people was thinking to themselves, what shall we do now? We need a new Amakoso who will give us vision. But then the last Amakoso said the sacred mountain is there. We shall elect a new Amakoso to climb to the top of the sacred mountain and bring us a sacred vision. So a new Amakoso was initiated. The new Amakoso was asked to climb up to the top of the sacred mountain. And as he climbed and looked behind, he could see the village getting smaller and smaller. And as he looked in front of him, he could see the clouds coming closer and closer until he reached the top of the mountain. And the new Amakoso said, surely I am on top of the world. All he could see for miles and for miles was clouds. The Amakoso sat down upon the top of the mountain, the summit of the mountain, crossed legs, and then in quiet contemplation and meditation was thinking. After a while, a stone rolled in front of the Amakoso. The stone split open. Little lips came out. I said the Amakoso, you got lips. And the stone spoke. The stone said, I am a stone, I am a stone, your people will love me, take me. He picked up the stone and held the stone in his hands. The stone said, break me, break me, break me, I make you a sharp edge. He broke the stone, and there was a sharp edge. He looked at the stone, and the stone spoke to him here, and he spoke with the stone, and the stone said, the earth is old, old. Countless reincarnations of the earth has come and begun and gone in again. He looked at the stone, he saw the veins of silver, the veins of gold. He saw the crustacean of animals. He wept and he cried, for he realized that the earth was old. Then the stone said, break me, I make you a hammer. He broke the stone and he had a hammer. Break me, I make you a sharp edge. He had shards of sharp edges. He said the stone is good. He held the stone and he was making his way down from the summit of the sacred mountain down to his people. When they saw him coming, they said, hey, the new Amakoso has arrived. Amakoso, what do you bring for us? He said, I have for you the stone. They said, what do you want with stone? There's plenty stone here. What do you want with stone? But have we looked at the stone? Come, let us sit in the sacred circle. They sat in the sacred circle. They held the stone. You know those sedimentary rock. I should know my geology, but now it escapes me. It escapes me at this moment. And then they broke the stone, and when they broke the stone, they had the stone there, and the stone spoke to them here, and they spoke with the stone. They saw the crustacean, the crystallization within the stone. The stone was old. The earth was old. What was plant was now stone. What was water was now desert. And he realized, and they realized that the earth was old. And they wept. Then he showed them, the Amakoso, what the stone had showed them. He broke the stone and he had a sharp edge. He broke the stone and he made the arrow. He broke the stone and he made a hammer. And before you know it, they say that was the Stone Age.
Oh,
The Olmec tradition of that time and period, and who knows, but you know, people after a while, they are funny because they sit down and they roll their thumbs around and their mouths hang down to the ground. They say, Amakoso first, Amakoso, he led us from one place and brought us to this place. Amakoso, you went to the mountain and you bring us back the sacred stone, and now we have megaliths and earth structures and wonderful things. What do we do now? The Amakoso said, then I go out into the world to teach the people the things of which I know. And the Amakoso was gone. The people said, we need a new Amakoso. We need to elect a new Amakoso. And a new Amakoso was initiated and elected. The new Amakoso had to go to the top of the sacred mountain and bring back a sacred vision. When the new Amakoso started to leave the earth and climb up, looking behind, he could see the village getting smaller and smaller. Looking in front, he could see the clouds coming closer and closer to... There he was, on top of the world. For miles and for miles, there was clouds. I'm on top of the world. The Amakoso sat down there, cross-legged, in deep meditation. And after a while and time had passed, the Amakoso no longer felt alone. He opened one eye and saw the ground before him break open. There came a shoot and a bud. It pushed its way out of the soil and it stretched itself up and up and up. Then the bud burst open, and when it opened, it was a flower. And from within the flower center there came lips. Aye, said Amakoso. Woo, you got lips. And the flower said, I'm a flower, take me. Your people would love me, your people would love me. Plant my legs, you have the power of the stone, and I will blossom and bloom everywhere and make your dry land fertile. The flower was one of which he had never seen, because on each and every single petal it was a different color, never seen before. Every single petal was a different color of the rainbow. He picked up the flower, roots as well, like a little baby. Holding the flower, he made his way down from the sacred mountain right back to the people. The people saw the Amakoso coming. They said, hey, new Amakoso has come. Amakoso, what do you have for us? He said, I have this flower. Wow. When they saw the flower, they marveled at its beauty, as all of its array of color. Then the people asked, what shall we do with this thing? We have the power of the stone. Make an indention in the earth. Bury its legs, and then it will grow. So they dug and they buried its legs, its roots, and they patted it down, and they watched it grow and blossom and bloom, and then it turned and bowed its head and fall down to the ground. And the people, they wept and they cried, and they said, for one so beautiful, where has it gone? And the Amakoso said, do not worry, for the flower has spoken to me here, and the flower has said, its seeds and its pollination shall go out into the world, and there shall be more flowers and more plants and variation. And before you know it, the time that passed, they brought bees and butterflies and birds, and they all pollinated and pro-pollinated and passed, and before you know it, what was dry became green. And people was able to dress in clothes of plants, as we do today still, the cotton, and they would pound the bark cloth, and they would weave all different things, and then the women would soak the roses and make the sweet, sweet smelling fragrant water, and the men, they would crush the blue stone, the orange stone, they would take a little blood, a little bit of oil, and they would make their paint, and they would put their paint, and so everything was good. But time passes. And when time passes, people, they rub their thumbs together and their mouths hang down to the ground. They say, Amakoso, you're a very nice man. The first one took us from one place, brought us this place. Second one gave us the power of the stone. And now you give us the power of the flower. That was the age of the flower power age. But now what do we do? And Amakoso said, then I go out into the world to teach the people the things which I know. And the Amakoso was gone. Many generations had passed. And the people were finished with this Amakoso business. They said, we don't want this anymore. Left it just there. And time passed. And after a while, when the elders were elders, they said, You know, we remember there was a time when we used to do this thing with the mountain and come down and go up and look vision. We should revive it. And some said, nah, leave that, that's old time story. No. And some said, yes. And so the elders decided, you know what? Let's leave it for the young ones. Let's have a competition. The first one out of them to climb to the top of the mountain shall become the new Amakoso. On the day, all the young ones were there, boys and girls. They were all getting themselves ready. On your mark, get set, go. And they started to run up the side of the mountain, running as fast as they could, putting their hand on a good hold, putting their foot on a good step, and they was making their way. Some of them were slipping and sliding, falling down, falling around, but one was advancing. And when that one advanced, the other children no longer pressured for competition, but they only gave encouragement. Go on. Nua Makoso, go on. Nua Makoso, go on. Nua Makoso, go on. Nua. It was a girl, and this girl, she made her way to the top of the sacred mountain, and when she arrived there, for miles and for miles, all she could see was clouds. I'm on top of the world, she said. I am on top of the world. She sat down for a while, cross-legged, in meditation, just quiet and thinking, and then this thing fell out of the nothingness, fell down upon the ground and built itself up. She marveled at this thing. She wondered at it. She said, my people will love this thing. It glistened and shone. She scooped it up in her hands. She held it. It was biting her hands. She asked it, don't bite me. Please don't bite me. I will show you to my people. My people will love you. She started to make her way down the side of the mountain, but she no longer felt that she had held of what she had held of. She opened her hands and it was gone. What is this thing, she asked, that comes and disappears? She made her way back to the top of the summit. Now it fell out of the nothingness and built itself up on the ground. It sparkled and it shone. It was biting her toes. She asked it, don't bite me. Please don't bite me. I will take you to my people. My people will love you. She scooped it up in her hands. It was biting her fingers. She asked it, I mean you no harm. Please don't bite me. She was making her way just down the side of the mountain. Once again, she did not trust herself. She opened her hands and it was gone. She asked, what is this thing which comes and disappears? I will go for the third and last time. I will not open my hands until I reach my village. She went to the top of the mountain. She still felt this thing falling from the nothingness. She scooped it up in her hands. She asked it, please don't bite me. I mean you no harm, my people will love you. She held a clenched fist. She made her way down the side of the mountain until she reached her camp. Her people asked her, the new Amakoso has arrived. Amakoso, what do you bring us? And she was out of breath. She said, it's in my hand. They prized open her fingers because they were so clenched that when they opened up her fingers, it was gone. There was nothing there. They said, why did we give you the chance to be Amakoso? She said, I climbed that mountain 3 times. I saw this thing falling out of the nothingness, building up. I held it in my hand, but each time it disappeared. Unbeknown to the people, what she had brought for them was, like we are here in this library, the power of imagination. Because the people were always wondering, what was it that she had seen on top of that sacred mountain? What was it that they had not a word to describe or to call? But now they had the power of the stone. And sometimes they would stop and think, what did she see? And they would construct something with their imagination. And sometimes they had the power of the plant, and they would step and say, what did she see? And they would make a new geometric pattern upon cloth and weaving, and before you know it, foundries and things start to blend and grow until we come to this time now. The power of all of our imagination. With that, we signing off, because we gone and we tell you too much more, and if you want to know more, you best tune into YouTube or something. The Cowfoot Prince of Princes, right there, right now, and I tell you.
And the one and only Tuup Duncan.
So, with all love and blessed love, we will play you out and